Okay, ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, good morning. It's Stitch Along Friday.
It is, and I'm here.
I know, and you know why she said that? Because really, it is your holiday.
I'm still on vacation until Monday.
Exactly. So actually, if you're emailing or phoning, you get me on the other end, and believe me, you don't want that. I can barely help myself, never mind anyone else. But it's been fun having Lisa away because I kind of get my whole house to myself.
You do? It's like a vacation
In a way. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm not reminded of
Yeah.
all the things I still have to do.
Absolutely. Yeah.
By coming down to visit with you.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so Lisa's had some time off, and we were just talking about your dog that you call him Psycho, but really he's like a little anxious little bundle of fur.
Yeah, that's well explained. Yes, he is anxious and fur. Yes, he watches TV and barks at animals, and all animals. Doesn't mean dogs or anything like that. Even people, if they don't talk in the right tone, he barks at them.
I've heard he also doesn't like thunder and lightning if they're because we rarely get it, and he doesn't like it if the
fireworks.
Oh yeah, but that outside of makes sense, right? That's like really scary.
Yeah.
But if you have a dog who's watching TV and is upset when there's a dog on TV that doesn't sound like a dog,
yes,
because we were talking about the lives of pets, right?
Yeah.
Because it's such a cute movie, and she has pets, so it's kind of that's how it. Never mind.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm just checking to see if there's anyone here, and we do have 3 viewers.
We do have 3.
Lovely.
Yeah.
It's good to see, and that means that people can contact us, which is important.
Exactly, but I bet you a lot of people have gone away down in the States anyways this weekend because it's Memorial Day weekend.
Happy Memorial Day to all our American cousins.
Absolutely, yes.
I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful time.
Mm-hmm.
And look at, there's Louise Fossa saying hello. We thought we'd do it anyway, even if it is Memorial Day. Not because of anything in particular, but because we also had our holiday last weekend.
Yes, on Monday, our holiday, yes.
Which we called...
Victoria Day.
Well, we did here, but is it Victoria Day all over Canada?
All over Canada.
See, I don't even know about holidays.
Yeah.
Good morning, Renee. And you're saying you're the ladies from Seattle, or you are from Seattle? It's good morning, ladies. I think it's the last one.
Good morning. She's saying good morning from Seattle.
Yeah, so waiting. Seattle's that way from us.
Absolutely. Yes.
And we often look that way, even though all we can see are the San Juan Islands from here, but we know where you are.
And we can see Baker every once in a while.
Oh, so a lot, yes.
Lot,
yeah, and that's in
when
Washington
it's clear.
State.
That's in Washington, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're so close to the United States that we're very influenced by all of you. On the other hand, we definitely are in Canada. So those of you who are even interested or, find it interesting to know where we are. Because some people don't know where we are.
Yeah.
It's very often that people go, well, I just can't get any parcels from the States these days. And then we say, well, we're in Canada.
We're in Canada. It does take a while, believe it or not. I don't know why they hold it at the border or something like that. We might be smuggling, inappropriate things from Canada or something.
Be careful. Like that. You don't know who's listening.
Well, that's true. And we're not.
Just in case. It is good to see that there's so many of you here already. And I know it's Memorial Day. So those of you who have come from the States or are here from the States, thank you for taking a time out. And I guess that Memorial Day is like consistently family oriented and picnics and first warm day in May, maybe. I'm not too sure. Marley is here, which is good.
Hola.
And that means you're not from the States, are you, Marley?
No,
I'm not sure where you live.
I'm trying to remember, Marley. I was going to say Brazil, but I don't think that's quite right.
Oh, we are just terribly forgetful, because I know you must have said it at some point. So what have you done in your holidays with your dogs?
Well, it's hard to believe that it's gone by this fast. Anyways, I haven't done any stitching at all.
What?
No stitching at all. I have looked at it. Oh, yep. Brazil.
Very good. Good memory here.
But I did finish 2 pairs of socks, and I started 2 pairs of socks.
Aha.
So that's what I've kind of done. I've hung out.
Been knitting.
I've been knitting. I have.
Well, it hasn't been exactly hot this week, has it?
No, it has not been hot. I've had a couple of nice days out on the deck, but
Mhm.
nothing for long periods of time. And
So knitting fits in really well.
knitting fits in quite well.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I have cleaned out one cupboard.
Okay, you promised you were going to do
I
one cupboard,
I
and you
did
did.
I did do one cupboard, and I've got
Congratulations.
rid of two things.
So you actually tidied up the cupboards.
I dusted. I dusted. It's like, oh my god! And
Okay, be careful. Don't start getting crazy
I
about
know.
dusting here. Okay.
It was above the fridge, so I did the fridge, and it's like, my goodness, the dust bunnies have arrived. And then I did that one cupboard too. So
Well, congratulations.
yeah,
That was a vacation well spent. You
it
still
was.
got about 2 days.
I might do another one.
We're actually going out for lunch today after this.
Yes, we are.
Right?
Yes.
And Kathy Jean and Lexa, who is one of our kit makers, we decided actually two people couldn't make it, but the rest of us, there's 4 of us going out for lunch at a Chinese food place at lunch today. So I'm looking forward to seeing our old friends. Marty says, good afternoon from Lake Placid. Friday's the best day of the week. That is so nice to hear. Thank you. It's funny, Marty. For a couple of times, I have mistaken you for Marlee.
Oh,
It looks
okay.
similar, and of
It
course,
does.
we don't
Yeah.
see it too clearly.
Yeah.
Our comments are far away on the wall on a great big TV. And so sometimes I think of you as in Brazil or in South America,
Yeah.
even though you're completely in the wrong place. Norma says, good morning. Yes, we are both well, right?
Yeah.
Everyone we know is well.
Yeah.
Except my chiropractor did get COVID I think he was off with his wife for 2 weeks.
I think it was 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Yes.
but he's apparently good. Martha, starting the long weekend early.
Yeah.
Yay. Hopefully you will get a lot of time stitching. That'll be really nice. One of my cousins is moving down here, and he's going to be here about 3 blocks away. He's going to rent a place. I can't believe he found a rental.
Oh.
He's going to rent a place down here, and I really get along well with his wife. So I'm really looking forward to getting to know them.
And they're going to be close, are they?
3 blocks away.
3
I
blocks
can't
away?
believe it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's so unusual. And I have over 50 cousins, so you'd think that some of them would be close by.
Would be close by. I mean, I know you have one that's on an island off Sydney there.
Yeah,
so she's kind of close, but
she and her husband own that little island.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
it's an island.
Yeah, exactly.
It's another island.
You sure can't drop in. And
No.
She works full time online.
Right.
She's a saleswoman for an online learning
Gotcha.
type company. So she's never, ever just,
Free.
just drop by.
Yeah.
And Sylvie, good night, good day, everyone. Isolating at home. Oh, still positive.
Oh, wow.
I hope you're not feeling too badly, Sylvie.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I understand, though, that some people just test positive and they don't feel bad at all. So I hope that's the case for you. It looks like there's a lot of people enjoying the Memorial Day weekend. I am very glad for you all. And here we are. We have some models.
We do.
You had some out last time, and we just couldn't get to them weekend, last Friday. And, oh, by the way, that noise you hear, if you hear it, is a lawn mowing people from next door.
Yeah.
And they like to get really close to us when we're streaming. It's one of their favorite things. They wait all week.
I think they'd plan it.
To come here on Friday morning.
Yeah, because you've told them not to come Friday morning between this time and this time.
Yep.
And they always show up Friday morning.
They kind of do. Well, they might not completely always, but pretty sure that they, I think that they want to make sure that I know that they're there. Just being a little sarcastic. Karen Krause is here. Hello, sweetie. Jennifer Davis, good morning. She's road tripping tomorrow. In other words, you're driving to see your grandson.
Yeah.
Wow. I wonder how long you have to drive to.
Already 5 months.
To call it road tripping. Does that mean that you just stop wherever you want to stop and camp or get a motel like, 25 years ago? Or do you have to stay overnight anywhere? Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful time visiting your grandson.
13-hour drive.
Yeah, that's a road trip.
That's a road trip.
It sounds to me like you're not going to do it all in one day, I hope.
No, probably not even. Well, you could do it in 2 days, but that's a lot of driving.
It would be nicer in 3 days, right, Jennifer? You've probably planned all of this very carefully. Here, when you try to go camping, what happens?
Well, I haven't been camping for a long, long time, but I think now you have to make reservations before you even think about going camping, and months in advance. It's not like last minute thing. When my husband and I used to go camping, it's like, oh yeah, let's go camping this weekend. I
Mhm.
don't think you can do that anymore.
Not here, that's for
Yeah.
sure. We have some wonderful camping spots. Many of them are with the national parks, which is
Mm-hmm.
fine,
Mm-hmm.
or private.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, the government of BC allows people in for camping at a certain time, like maybe February, March. They open up
Yeah.
the reservations, and within a couple of hours, they're
They're all
all
gone.
taken.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
I have a feeling that people who, not just people who live here, but people from outside, because
Absolutely.
our um, our camping here is legendary. It's what people come here
Yes.
for tourism.
Yes.
So, but anyway, even if it's people who live here, it just gets so full so quickly.
It does.
I was never
Yeah.
a camper.
I liked camping as long as it was not in a tent and I wasn't sleeping on the ground.
Yeah, that's right.
Although I had my share
Okay,
of doing
wait a
that
minute
too.
now. Tenting, sleep. Oh, you're thinking of a plush bed in a camper.
A camper, or not a plush bed. Just once we got a camper, it was much nicer. We had an old Volkswagen van, it was called a 21 window microbus.
Oh yeah. I don't remember that word, but anyway.
Yeah, and of course because it had 21 windows all the way around
Oh, really?
the whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you had like the original hippie bus.
We had the original hippie bus. I did make dyed curtains for it. The
Congrats.
bus was yellow.
Did you call yourself a hippie at that time?
No, I did not.
Did anyone call you a hippie?
No, but the tree huggers, when we went past a protest, thought we were cool. So.
You have to know West Coast
mentality.
Mentality, exactly. Yeah. Anyway, Jennifer Chung is here too. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
It's been a while. Yes,
Yeah.
it has been. She's been doing Friday dates with
your dad.
Oh,
very
how
nice.
We both agree. That is a really nice thing to be able to do, and hopefully that you both get a lot out of it. And Jennifer Davis says, yes, 1 day visit for 3, and I drive back in 1 day. Okay, so you get 3 days off because it's a long weekend.
But a 13-hour drive each way.
But you haven't seen that grandbaby for 5 months.
I think she's going to meet it.
Okay, that makes sense. And also Sylvie says, the same in Ontario recamping. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Marty, yes, I love that. Let's all wave at the lawn mowing people. My wave might not be quite so friendly.
No, could be one finger salute or something like that. But
yeah, well, anyway, those lawn mowing people, by the way, they're next door. They're not my lawn mowers.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, Kathleen Yacht says, I'm here for a bit, but we have severe thunderstorms, and they are even under, oh my.
Wow, tornado. Well, take care, Kathleen.
Yeah, there was that terrible storm in Ottawa recently.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if any of that kind of news got down to where you live, but in Ottawa last weekend, I think, they had such a freak crazy storm that I think over 67 telephone poles snapped.
Oh, wow.
Like snapped. And not just that, obviously. There were trees down all over the place. It was awful, apparently. And I didn't even know about it until Richard started talking to his brother who lives back there. And he said, did you hear about Ottawa? Like, Richard didn't even have a chance to say anything. He just started talking about this storm.
The wind that they had. Well, they might have gotten the wind that we had before that, right? It just traveled across the country.
But it sounds like it really accelerated.
It accelerated, yeah.
Kathleen, I'm so glad that you're here for a minute. And if you have to say goodbye, take care of yourself. Hunker down if there's a tornado warning. And hello, Diane Zamudio. Nice to see you from Texas. Okay, so we have a few models like I started to talk about. But then a few more people came on board, so I wanted to say hello. Okay.
Are we going to start?
Yes, please. We have a wonderful assortment.
Yeah, this is a really cute little sampler, and it's from the Victorian Garden series, and this one is the Desert Garden.
Yes, there are such beautiful gardens in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the adobe look, and everything is like, it's dry, but it's interesting because all the vegetation is quite different than it is up here in the West Coast. And there are all these kinds of animals, the coyote and the quail and the
iguana,
lizard or whatever, yes. And of course, some of the flowers. I tried to do the best I could by researching what kind of bushes would be in the garden, and I just absolutely love the colors of this one.
Me too.
Those
Yeah.
desert colors are just beautiful. That looks really nice, and it's also small, so that
Yeah.
you can enjoy stitching it quite quickly. If you
Exactly.
live in a desert
Yeah.
location, or if you know someone, you can give that to them really easily.
Yeah, the bands are nice and short. There's a little variety in the bands. Like you've got some sorry, I'm looking at it.
She's
Some
looking
lazy
at it.
daisies, some over one cross stitch.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
A few other things in there.
And obviously, there's cactus. Like, not cacti. Yes, I guess there is cacti with
Yeah.
flowers on top and everything. And this person is probably doing the unforgivable, actually watering
it.
a little flower in their garden. Thank you so much, Karen. That's really nice of you. I'll throw this one
You
over
can
here.
throw that over there.
I'm not going to throw it,
Okay.
but I will put it. I'll put it. There we go.
This is also one of the farm samplers. This is Oldfield Farm. And I love the colors in this one. I love the house.
I do too, yeah. I don't think that I was the one who actually stitched this one.
You don't think he stitched this one?
No, I think someone else must have. I don't know why. It looks like it.
Oh, it doesn't look like you're stitching? I
No.
didn't really pay
You know how it
close enough
is. You kind of
attention. Yeah.
recognize your own style.
Absolutely.
But anyway, it is pretty much exactly the same
Yeah.
as it should be. So, and all of the orchard trees, I'm just helping you a
Helping.
bit. Yeah,
Because I can't see where I'm going there.
that's right, exactly. So, you can see at the bottom, you can get some fruit pies. And there, because there are orchards. And look, I love these little green apple trees with the little green apples down below. Make sure you get really lime green beads for that. And then over on this side, I think are plums. And he's holding a plum and putting them in his basket. And I think there's some berries on these things here, and they could be raspberries, couldn't they?
It could be.
And
Yes.
this could be a peach tree, and some apple trees at the top. That's the idea, anyway.
Oldfield Orchard doesn't have their stand anymore, which is kind of sad.
We have these small farm samplers, which are all the same size, are actually representations on my part of actual farms that are on the peninsula here where I live. Like, we have a lot of small farms
We do have
around.
a lot of small farms, absolutely.
Yeah, and even one really large one.
Yeah.
But the small farms are precious, and we have, what do you call it? Council makes laws. What are they called? ALR laws or something, agricultural reserve land, so that we don't lose our ability to create our own food, because we are on an island. It's really important that we have that ability.
Absolutely.
You know what I was thinking? I was thinking of doing a bit of container gardening up on my deck.
Yeah, that would be good.
I think that would be kind of fun.
Get some tomatoes or something like that.
Just anything. I have to tell you, we would not. I was looking back in the back of my house, and I could put a garden there, but I would have to dig down deep
You would,
in order to put a fence down as far as the rabbits wouldn't get at it.
Yeah.
We have hundreds of rabbits and deer as well. And, I don't know about you, but
you don't want to grow food for the animals?
Not so much.
No. It was kind of disappointing last year when I went to pick my beets, and all the top part of the beets
Oh, your favorite parts.
nibbled on.
I know, they
So,
just love them.
When you pull it out, you had this top part that was all nibbled on with the bottom of the beet.
Anyway, so you can do it like in Victoria itself, but we're kind of a little bit on the outskirts, and I have a lot of trees back in the back of my house. It's almost like its own little forest.
Yeah. Yes, you do have a private forest in the back.
Anyway, here's another small farm that you've picked out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is sorry, I was reading something. This is Ravenhill Herb Farm. And Ravenhill, I think the original people no longer have passed away, but Bob knows the grandson of the original owners who has taken it over, and I think that him and his sister plan to turn it into a hot pepper farm.
Oh, good heavens. That's quite different than the herb farm that we're used to.
Yeah.
Although this doesn't actually represent their actual barns and dwellings, but it does kind of show that the herb farm was what it was about. It was all about herbs, so that they're going to be doing hot peppers, that I guess that's very popular
Yeah.
with today's cooking. Not for me though. I don't
Yeah.
like the hot peppers. Not fond of them. What I was also going to say is up here, I noticed that someone said, oh, yes, Louise said, I did the desert sampler for a niece who lives near
Oh,
Phoenix. And I even saw quail when I visited. She loves the piece.
oh, very nice.
That is so nice to hear. Thank you, Louise. Because I tried really hard to make it representative, even though I don't live there. I have visited there, though. I went to visit my parents-in-law years ago in something city near Phoenix, Sun City, I think it was called. It's a
Mm-hmm.
it was. I'm not sure if it is anymore, but it was a place where people retired. It was a
Mm-hmm.
retirement village that I think grew and grew and grew. Anyway, I remember going there with my two kids who were quite young, maybe 2 or 3 at the time, and all of the ladies all around when we stopped with our car, they all came out. Ooh, look at the babies! That was so cute. Karen says something nice too.
Yeah.
Gardening can be such a rewarding pastime.
Absolutely.
Yes, and I used to garden all the time. It was my favorite thing to do, and I haven't had time because of Victoria's Sampler.
Yeah.
It takes all the time to do all that stitching, to create the models, to do all of the running of the business, etc. But now that I'm semi-retired,
You might have some time. I think doing some things on your deck, container gardens, is a good idea.
I kind of think so
Yeah.
too, because
Yeah.
I've got lots of sun there during the day.
You do have lots of sun there,
Mhm.
and the heat would actually reflect off the deck too. So
Yeah.
it would be quite nice. And
Yeah.
you've got the nice glass around it as well, so you won't get that wind.
I think that it's going to be a great place to do some
I
gardening.
think so too.
But they do have to be in containers, and I'm
Yeah.
afraid to ruin my deck. I know it sounds weird.
Oh.
But my deck is this vinyl stuff, and
Yeah.
you put a little bit of dirt on it, leave it there for a while,
Exactly.
it just eats.
It
Anyway,
deteriorates.
I did listen to a video last night on YouTube about container gardening, and I've tried it before and I wasn't successful, and I now know why. There's a whole bunch of little things that you need to know about container gardening that
I would assume so, yes.
it's not the same
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
when you have it out in the ground. Because there's nothing between the air and the edge of the container. So, they're talking about make sure you preserve your water and have the right, chemicals in there or minerals in there, because if you don't, it gets depleted right away. And then your bush will die and all sorts of things. So it was really interesting. I think I will try it, even if I just have one container.
One container?
Try something. Donna, you're here. You're not too late. It's fine. It's still before 10 o'clock here, so it's pretty good. Thank you very much for coming and joining us. Beverly says, I missed last week, but I am here now. Well done. You made it, Beverly. We actually all noticed that people were really busy this morning, and many of you are from the States.
Absolutely.
So I assume that you're all busy packing your picnic lunches. Angela Delutri. Yeah. Wow, I caught you live today.
Yeah.
And where are you going if you have to pack? It looks like, you're going somewhere. Gardening sounds great. You're right, milady. It does. And Vicky says, hi from hot but fire-free
El Paso.
So far, that's good. Keep our fingers crossed. We're in the same boat. And Karen goes for the... Yes, thank you, Karen. I agree. It's just going to be fun.
Tomatoes and basil.
Basil's awesome. Tomatoes are so-so for me, because there is a wonderful tomato growing farmer that I get all my tomatoes from.
True.
He does aeroponics.
Yeah.
Or hydroponics, one or the other.
Yeah.
He's got greenhouses, and they're not expensive, and I don't want to have to grow tomatoes and only harvest them at the end of the summer.
Well, that's
I'm
true.
thinking lettuces.
Well, lettuces would be good.
I eat a lot of lettuce.
Yeah, you do eat a lot of lettuce. But if you had, grew cherry tomatoes and the basil and chopped up the basil and the tomatoes and fried them all together and then put them on spaghetti sauce, it's really good.
Sounds like you've done that.
I have. More than once.
Oh, that sounds good. But you're not the gardener. I know that
I'm
much.
not the gardener. No, I don't like to have my hands dirty.
Your nails dirty.
No, it's the hands themselves. And I've always been like that. Even as
Really?
a child, I was not interested in playing in the dirt.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, interesting to me, but you must have been the lady of the house.
I was not interested in getting my hands dirty, sticky, anything like that. So
that's really fascinating, because I mean, I know you have beautiful hands. Maybe you were just trying to preserve them for your future future career as a hand model.
Or just thought, no, that looks like a lot of work to me, and I'd rather not do
That
that.
could be too. Angela, you're moving from Wisconsin to Illinois. How
Oh,
far away is that? I wonder how far you have to drive
with yeah, I'm not
to
too
do all
sure.
that packing. Because I'm sorry, I don't
Yeah.
know that area very
Yeah.
well. But I hope it's not too far because I know that very often when you move from one house to another, you forget things and then you have to go back and
Yeah.
get those too. So I wish you all the best with your big move. And Margaret says she's late, but I'm not. I'm here now too, waiting to catch my nephew graduate from university. Oh, how beautiful. I guess you're watching that on your other computer because you're here as well. So nice to see you here. Wanda, sorry, I'm
Hi.
glad you're here. It's been a while since I remember seeing you here, so great. Oh, laughing out loud, my mom practically had to hose the dirt off me before she would let me back in the house.
Made the best mud pies.
Yeah, I wasn't like you either. I
No.
was out there in the dirt the whole time, or whatever. I was playing outside. I mean, I didn't think to myself, I'm going to make mud pies. I never did
Mhm.
that. But I do remember having, when I was 5 or so in Holland still, there was a sand pile outside the nursery school where I went to nursery school. And I remember going like this and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
It's just hit my head just for this second. I wonder why. Oh, yeah, I probably didn't like that grittiness.
The gritty, dirty, like.
That's right.
I like to be clean.
Well, Margaret, don't miss it. If you have to leave, we understand. Thank you. That is really funny. Anyway, so we have some more models.
We do.
Which one of the ones that I wanted to show was actually there's 2 that are very similar.
Yes.
About the same kind of size. And they all have smalls with them, which in my books makes them kind of special because
Yes.
we usually, later on, we only made the ones with smalls to go with a class,
Yeah.
either in person or whatever. And so this one is called Thoughts of You. I'm sure we've shown this one before, but I want to be sure that we are now marking off our list of the things that we have actually shown to you before. And I wanted to make sure that we didn't miss this one. Because this is called Thoughts of You. It has pansies in it, very similar to the pansy sampler itself. I think that's called the pansy sampler.
It
right?
is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we made this one. Actually, this was the original one. And I noticed that many people had a hard time with some of the silk ribbon. So then I made a cross-stitch
Pansy.
band of pansies. And so that's then called the pansy sampler. But this one has silk ribbon in it. And it also has gold-edged ribbon, which we used to be able to give you in our ACT packs. I feel sorry about that, but hopefully at some point you'll be able to find some of this ribbon in Michael's.
Exactly. I would think Michael's would be a good place to go find the organza.
Yes, I think so too.
Ribbon.
Yeah, the ribbon that we chose was only about this narrow.
Yeah.
It didn't have to be very wide.
No.
And there's a gold edge along it. Sometimes you can go to like a sewing place and they have more ribbon even than a place like Michael's. But anyway, that's one. And then matching.
It has, of course, you can turn the sampler into a little needle roll as well.
Oh yeah, that's the same thing, right? Only it's a needle roll.
Yeah.
A tiny, tiny, cute little name tag, which was a free pattern. And at some point, when we get some time, we'll be on our website again.
Exactly. And then, of course, the scissor case, which was one of my, I think, very first finishing projects.
Was it really?
I think so. Because I look at it going, oh my God, what a crappy job.
Okay. In other words, you don't feel very proud
I
of
don't
it?
feel proud of it, but hey, I did what I could at the time.
But I think what ended up happening is you didn't like the wrinkly effect at the back.
I did not like the wrinkly effect. I didn't use any stiffener.
And that's
I
the
think
difference.
that would make the difference.
Yeah, because it's a beautifully finished piece.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it. There's nothing wrong with it. It
No.
just doesn't have any stiffener.
No, yeah, it's just a little floppy.
Floppy to you.
Yeah.
Maybe to someone else they love this. So you don't know. And your finishing itself was very careful. Okay.
It was, but like with anything, you've got to do it, and then you learn from it and you improve on it.
Yes, it's a very good lesson we all have to learn, is that don't stop before you think you can't do it.
Absolutely.
In other words, you think to yourself, I could never do that, and then you don't do it. try it.
Yeah.
And you may not be, very happy with your results,
Absolutely.
but then you know what to do next time.
That's right, exactly. I look at it going, it could have been so much better, but hey, that's okay. And I have ornaments that I still hang on my tree that I did before I really started doing finishing.
I think a lot of people have that same
Well,
feeling.
exactly. My husband says, "Why do you still put them on the tree?" And I said, "Because I like to see where I've come from." It's
And Margaret says, do you frame your own pieces or have a professional do it for you? Well, sometimes all the finishing is done by Lisa, but
Yes.
our framing was done by what we call our professional. She was
Yeah.
ours because we,
Yeah.
Have been with her for so long.
For a very long time, yes.
And her name was Dee.
Yeah.
And at first she worked with her brother in their own
Framing shop.
fairly close by
Mhm.
where I first was living when I started the Victoria Sampler. And then they closed eventually or sold. And now
Mhm.
she's still doing about 3 days a week at someone else's framing shop. She's quite a bit older and has some
Yeah.
health issues.
Yeah, she's got some health issues. How old would you say?
But we
Dee?
love her.
We love Dee. Dee must be, what, mid-70s now?
I don't know, but I think it's the
Mhm.
health issues that are the issue.
Mhm.
And she just keeps on plugging,
She does, yeah.
It's
I've been
just
meaning
great.
to go pop in and see her, actually. I haven't seen
That
her
would be
for a
good.
while.
Anyway, so thank you for
Yeah.
asking. The framing was definitely done by
Yeah.
professionals. Yes, it actually cost us a fair bit at all during the Victoria Sampler to do all the framing so professionally. But we felt, at least I felt, that spending the money on the actual good framing
Yeah.
really made the piece look great
Absolutely.
on any front cover, and that's what we
Definitely.
were really going for.
Yeah.
Lisa, your finishing work is exquisite.
thanks,
Do not
Karen.
beat yourself up. Exactly.
I don't beat myself up. I just look at it and reflect on, what I would change now.
Yeah, but you did mention it several times. Look
did.
at it. It's terrible.
Yeah. It's not, well, did I say terrible? I might
I
have
don't
said
know.
terrible.
Whatever.
Yeah.
The point is
Yeah.
that you notice it
I
right
notice
away.
it. No, that's right, exactly. It's not my best work, but it is my early work.
Mhm.
So,
And here is another one that I think I finished. The reason I say that I think I finished it
I'm pretty sure you did, yes.
is
I don't
because
remember
I did
doing that.
all that edging
Yeah.
forever and ever and ever, all the edging that went into this chatelaine. The chatelaine itself is actually, you can hang around your neck is the idea. At the ends of these two areas here, you should be able to hang things like scissors or any tools, and they're meant to be beautiful tools that you would otherwise actually not use so much, because this is a showpiece, not something that I would wear normally as I'm stitching. But in the olden days, they would wear chatelaines.
Absolutely,
And they
just
would-
so they had all their tools together.
And I
with them.
doubt whether they looked anything like this.
Yeah.
They probably were just like single little ribbons or whatever.
Yeah.
And you put your stuff
Yeah.
on there and you use it. But anyway, this was my attempt at doing that. And I had this quite lovely gold pair of scissors. It's not real. They're not real scissors, but it's a beautiful
nice
brooch. And a couple of other little brooches or pins. And so I've done two of these, I think. One was on called
The lilac.
Lilac,
Yeah.
exactly. Lilac chatelaine. Anyway, so that's one of the pieces that looks very similar. And the reason I say similar, let's see, I just wanted to get the drift of the similarity, is to hold both of them up, and I'm worried about the reflection. So that's why. But you can see that they have a similar effect. You've got some heart hanger at the bottom, some, I think this one is actually a little bit shorter, isn't it? Even though there's a top that kind of bows out. Yeah, exactly. So this one is called Close at Heart. It is so hard to keep track of. Sorry. There we go.
So that's the rose color in that. And then, of course, the other pieces that go with Close at Heart is this really nice needle book. And the needle book actually looks like this. Here, I'm going to hand you that.
Thank you very much.
And then you can turn it around. Look at that. And then as you open it, it's got that again. And then
it has a little verse, stitching friends are
Yep.
close at heart. And of course, you've got various different spots for your needles. And those needles you can actually make out of the alphabet that is included. You can make the words tapestry or crewel or sewing needles, that kind of thing. So you can decide what kind of needles you want to carry there and organize them according to that. But I didn't do much of that. I just showed that it could be done
Exactly. You've got tapestry on one and sharps on the other.
at this time.
At that
That's
time,
right.
So
And we have also a little ornament, and I think this is too big to be a scissor fob, so I'm not quite
Pretty
sure
much.
why we
Yeah.
ended up with such a big one, but we did.
yeah,
You can hang that on your tree too if you
on your
want.
tree, and
Mhm.
then it was also done in mauve colors.
Isn't that fun to see
Yeah.
the same
Design,
Mhm.
but with different colors.
Yes. And honestly, the difference in colors are probably what, 4 or 5 different colors?
Yeah, I think so. And in medium or light, medium, and dark.
Mm-hmm. So
So
yeah, changing colors is so much fun. Let's see. Lisa, those early finishes were just learning pieces.
they were indeed.
Yes, and I think it's really good when people start doing something new.
Mm-hmm.
You work with a doodle cloth.
Doodle cloth, absolutely.
Because once, like, I continually use a doodle cloth, trying out stitches.
Yeah.
And if I don't like the looks of them, I'm not putting them in my sampler. But if you've never done a stitch and you want to learn how to do it, don't do it on the piece that you're stitching.
No, do a mock-up like I did with the drum pincushion. I
Exactly.
did one with just fabric just to see how it goes.
Mhm,
So
mhm. Jennifer says, I'm making the Close at Heart one in memory of my best friend I lost in January.
Aw, very nice.
I'm so glad you're doing that because Close at Heart is meant for, it's quite an emotional one for me as well as anyone else who might be stitching it. Thank you. Tanya likes the needle book.
Oh,
I kind of like
I
the
like
needle
it
book
too.
Can we put this over
We
there?
can.
Thank you. Okay, well, June is wedding month, right?
It is.
So it's
So-
almost June.
Yeah.
And we do have something coming up as far as our stitch along idea. It will be coming up next week. If we can get it together, it
Yeah.
will be at the beginning of June. We'll see how well we progress.
Exactly. I'm back on Monday, so we'll see how much I can get
Prepare.
done.
That's about the stitch along. Sorry,
Yeah.
that has nothing
Yeah.
to do with wedding month.
Exactly. Yes. No. The stitch along. That's right.
Yes, I just wanted you all to know there is going to be probably another stitch along,
Mm-hmm.
but we're still working out the details, and I'm not quite sure how it's going to all turn out, but you'll find out next
Yeah.
week.
Next week. Absolutely.
And if it doesn't turn out, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You can only do so much.
Yeah.
So anyway, wedding month, and I thought it would be kind of fun to show you the 3 main wedding samplers we have, and also the anniversary sampler, which can be a wedding sampler.
It can, absolutely.
Doesn't have to have the number 25 diamond wedding or whatever the 25 means. What does the 25 mean? It's not the diamond wedding. In any case, you
Silver?
can use that one as well for a wedding sampler. So one of the ones that I think I did this one first, which you've seen many times, but I'm going to show you again because those of you who know people who are getting married, or if you're getting married yourself, you might want to consider this really traditional but unique heirloom wedding sampler. It's got quite a few specialty stitches.
It does.
That are kind of challenging for people, but also very, very nice. Like the effect is really nice.
And this is the larger version. There's also a smaller version you can do as well.
Yeah, in the same leaflet.
In the same leaflet.
Mm-hmm. And so there's all the specialty stitches. And of course, you've seen this one many times, so you can kind of get used to the fact that this is all cream on platinum, I think it is, linen.
Yeah.
So if you use a raw linen, the cream will stand out a lot more because it's a little darker linen.
Definitely.
Or you can change all the colors to whatever you want. The reason I did the cream is because I thought the bridal veil reminded me of this lace. So I thought, okay, do the whole thing in cream, just like a bride looks. And at that time, cream was something that I thought was a little nicer than white.
Yeah.
Just a little softer, not quite so sharp. And so that's the wedding, heirloom wedding sampler. And then I did this one, I think was next, if I'm not mistaken. No. The anniversary sampler is next.
Actually, I think that was even before this.
Could have been.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was Lisa.
Yeah, tapping.
Tapping on our table. Anyway, this has a number in it called 20, but you don't have to put that number in there. You can even find maybe a charm or 2 doves in the middle there, or something that could be more wedding-y.
Could put the names in there.
Could put the names in there pretty easily. And it says, "Take my hand and walk with me," but it could also have another small verse like, "Love is, being with you," or whatever. Just trying to think of something right off the bat. And then this one is, I've done this one with my name and Richard's. Believe it or not, we never actually married, but I still really like this one because it commemorates when we first got together, which was September 16th, 1999, was the first time we met. And we met on the ferry, if you can believe it, and have been on and off ever since. I can't say continuously on, but that's okay. We're definitely on now. And then the next thing, I'm pretty sure this one came next, right?
No. Oh, maybe it did.
Yeah, 2011. This was when William and Kate
got married.
I
was just wondering if that one was before that, but no, I think they. Excuse me.
So I love the idea of a garden wedding. It's one of the nicest ways. If you can do it in June or July or August, then you know that you're going to not be rained on. And this was the garden wedding sampler with all the people sitting. And I know I've shown this just recently, but that's okay.
And that's not necessarily true because I got married in August. It was a garden wedding and it rained the morning up.
Oh no. Did you survive?
I did. We did survive, yes. But my nice white shoes I had
not such a good idea.
Were green.
Yeah. Oh.
By the end of it.
Were they satin?
Yes, they were.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, but other than that, it's.
Well, you're not going to wear those shoes any other time. You could wear them to work though one day.
That's. I don't know if I even have them anymore. That's the West Coast.
Mm-hmm. That's the way it goes.
Garden weddings on the West Coast, you can never tell when it's going to rain.
That's right. But there are lots of people who love garden weddings, and now they have all these tents and things which you probably didn't have.
Yeah,
so
no.
If you know of a garden wedding, this would be ideal.
And what's great about that one is you can also change the colors, too.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
In anything you can. And in particular, our wedding samplers, they are very suitable for just about anybody. If you need to change the color because that's the color the brides want,
absolutely,
then do that.
Yeah.
And finally, there's the, what's this one called?
Love is Patient.
Love is Patient sampler. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten all about what it was called. I knew it was more antique-y looking. It's a little bit more like some of the other samplers I was doing at that time. And this was about Lisa and Bob.
And this is the one I get to keep.
Yeah.
Eventually.
When I don't need it anymore.
When you don't need it anymore.
Exactly.
It has my name on it, so it's marked for me.
Absolutely. Can't stop saying that.
That's right. No, I've claimed it.
And it's got lovely colors, very soft, beautiful. It actually suits just about any interior, unless you happen to have an interior that's like, I don't know, like the desert garden. It's a different interior then. But
yes.
Even then, it would work.
It would work. I think so. Yeah.
Because it's got a little bit multicolor in there, but not anything that would clash with anything else. The style is quite antique looking and heirloomy, and a lot of people have stitched that one as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Jennifer Davis says,
for her daughters, an added purple. Oh, that would be really nice.
Oh, on the heirloom
wedding.
Oh, that would be gorgeous. Carol Lamont is here, and she said it's raining in upstate New York too. Yep. It's happy to see you too. Isn't that how samplers were invented? A young lady learning to stitch.
Very true.
Definitely not just young ladies, but you're absolutely right. Anyone learning to stitch used to do some samplers at some point because they were useful.
Doodle cloths that turned into samplers.
Correct. Jennifer said, oh yes, you've already said that. It added purple. And Karen says, so beautiful and so elegant. Thank you. Jennifer says, I love the wedding sampler. I bought it a long time ago, just popping in between packing for the move.
Oh.
Oh, Jennifer, I feel for you. Moving.
Yeah.
The idea, even. I've been here since 1999. And even though I went through the whole house just recently, because our office is in the lower part of the house, and I went through it all, and it's still packed with stuff.
It is still packed. Absolutely.
Like, it isn't as packed as it was, because I definitely made a whole bunch of trips out the door. But boy, is it ever still all there. When I think about moving, it actually gives me the heebie-jeebies. Yeah. I'm scared. And so I guess I better get at it again soon. Yeah. Anyway, those are all of our models that we wanted to share with you this morning. It's actually been really nice picking out all the various models every week, isn't it? Yeah, I really like it too. And I bet you're ready to go home.
No, I'm ready to go for lunch.
I was just trying you out.
Yeah.
Maybe you've forgotten about lunch because
No, no.
apparently I'm paying. So
My tummy is starting to growl a little bit, but got a little bit of time to wait and before lunch. So
that's true. You're going to do a
yeah,
few things, I
yeah,
think.
I am.
Margaret says, you never know how much you have until you decide to move. Isn't that the truth? And
Yeah.
I think that I kept trying to visualize moving into a smaller place. And Jennifer says she's downsizing from 5,000 square feet.
to 2,400.
I've
Wow.
lived in a 5,000 square foot house sometime when I had my two kids, and they needed to be kept apart as much as possible. So one lived in the upstairs, like way up in the third floor, and one lived in the lowest floor. It was on a hillside. And they still were, like they just for some reason occupied the entire house with their battles when they were teenagers. Two girls, 1 year apart. It was just horrendous. But I remember that house very well being huge, even for our family of four. And so you're now downsizing to 2,400. That is really difficult. Oh, and Angela's purging.
Wow. 3,000 to 1,500.
Oh, and there's so many of us that are doing that you go to a place where they will recycle your stuff. We have, what's it called? Salvation Army, sorry, secondhand place that you can bring all your stuff and they will sort it and they will, have other families be able to use it for much less. We've got huge secondhand stores. And I'm really grateful because I just couldn't imagine having to find homes for all the things.
All the things, yeah.
Right? I mean, you can go online and you can do eBay, you can do all those things, but that's a whole other job by itself.
Yeah.
Never mind getting the strength to, part with the stuff.
I know. I think my husband is going to be in deep trouble if we ever decide to move somewhere because he takes up probably, I would say, 2/3 of the house.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I have my little sewing room and of course the living room and that, but he basically has the whole basement full of whether it's stereo equipment or archery equipment or his gun equipment.
Okay, I remember coming to visit you 1 year.
Yeah.
And it was some time ago, so I don't know if he still has those things. But the entire basement entry, like we went in the entrance there and then went upstairs. But what I saw was there was plastic and there were cacti everywhere.
Yeah,
it was like a cactus.
Yeah. He doesn't have the cactus anymore.
I'm pretty sure that's gone. Yeah. But like the entire place seemed like it was full of all these various different types, and he knew all the Latin names. I mean, he's so interested in things.
But he really is. He's going to have deep trouble if we ever downsize because we're not in that big of a house. I would say 2,200 square feet, and we're thinking of, one day getting into a smaller place, but I said, you're going to have a lot of stuff getting rid of. No, I'm just going to move it all with me. No, you're not.
He thinks he's going to get a basement the next time too.
No.
Maybe not. And 1,500 square feet is actually still a fairly large place for a lot of the new buildings that are being built.
Yeah.
Like if you see a house now and it says 1,600 square feet, people still even have a basement suite in a house like that.
In a house like that.
But I think it's all, when you're older like we are, we're used to bigger places. That's all. They used to build them fairly big in the 70s, especially 80s, 90s. They built them fair big size. At least they did around here.
And even new houses nowadays, there's some massive houses.
Okay. Yes, that's true. That's true. But I'm talking about the normal, the middle of the road house. And you're right. They probably are being built much bigger than I experienced.
Yeah.
But condos, you have to be able to live in a condo that's 500 square feet, for goodness sake. So I don't know what's going to happen when it's time for us to move on to a place that's smaller because we can't, fix everything up or
walk
can't
up
do
the
all
stairs.
Or take care of the garden and all that stuff. Then I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm doing my best
to get rid of it now.
And the other thing is that because the whole lower floor is our company, it's not the same. If it's your own personal stuff, it does feel personal, but it's a company too, right? So we can't just get rid of everything because we may be still working with it, and that's what's happening this year. This summer, we're definitely going to make a go of some things, and
Yeah.
that will hopefully keep the Victoria Sampler going to some extent. And we hope also, both Lisa and I hope that that will work. So now it's we have to make sure that it either works or it doesn't work. And
Yeah.
we're very, very thrilled to know that we've got the plans to make it
Yeah.
work. So cross
Yeah.
our fingers.
Cross our fingers that it does.
Yeah. Love you all. See you
Yeah.
next week.
Until next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.